Richardson, Tolleson High School, Phoenix, Arizona. Today we're going to talk about blocking. We've already talked about some of the fundamental jobs that a catcher has, and we decided that blocking was probably the second most important job that they have behind receiving. So the first thing we're going to go through before we get through drills is we're going to go through technique. When we talk about technique in blocking, the first thing that we tell our catchers is, obviously we're in our secondary catching stance, so our butt's going to be up and we're going to anticipate. When we talk about technique, the thing that's going to lead us to our blocking position is going to be our glove. Our glove is always going to go first. So when we're talking about a new catcher and we're going to get him in blocking position, we do some transitional drills to get into that, and we'll do a drill that's a two-part drill where all we're going to do is drop our glove first, then our shins are going to follow. So it's going to be a two-part transition. So we go down with the glove, down with the knees. Again, we go down with the glove, down with the knees. Now, once we get them transitioning into the blocking position, we want to make sure that we talk to them about their knees. We want to make sure that our knees are gaining ground. As the ball's coming in, we don't want to kick out our feet where our feet are going backwards and our feet, a lot of people call that replacement. We don't want to replace our feet, because when that happens, we're actually losing ground. He's going to show you the incorrect way to do it, where your knees replace your feet and your knees are going backwards. Ready? Go. We don't want to come forward. What we want to do is we want to make sure that our shins are going forward, and this is the ground we're making up. So as the ball's coming in, we're shortening that distance. Just like we're telling our infielders on a short hop, we're not going to stay back and do this. We're going to come through it. We're going to do the same thing, and we're attempting to block everything with the middle of our chest. All our glove, the only purpose our glove is serving is to close up the 5-hole. Okay, and if we do everything right, that 5-hole is not going to come into play anyway, because our butt's going to be down. So once we talk about getting into the blocking position, we're going to get our guys in the blocking position. Go ahead and get in the blocking position. All right, and we're going to check them. We're going to make sure that our bare hand is behind the glove. We're going to make sure that the 5-hole is closed. We're going to make sure that our butt's down, our head's up. The only thing that should move in this is our head is going to follow the ball in. If he were to take his glove away, there's a little bit of a 5-hole. If he could drop his butt a little bit more, that's almost closed up, so we don't have to worry about that. So we get back in the blocking position. Our elbows are tucked into our side. One thing that I failed to mention with our catchers, and I was a former catcher, is, you know, we're not going to beat the heck out of our catchers in drills. All right, in a game time, we know bumps and bruises are going to come, but we don't want them going home after practice being beat up when we don't have to. So what you do is you go to the soccer coach, you say, hey, do you have any old shin guards? All we do is you get the shin guards, put them on here, and now we can go to work. The other thing about blocking drills is a blocking drill has to be done in full speed, all right? When sprinters work, sprinters don't work half speed, they work full speed. When we block, even though it's a controlled drill, we gotta block full speed, okay? So we get our guy in blocking position. From this point, we can go and we can check him out. His head looks good. We have a good solid base right here. He's not too far forward, but he's not too far back. We want to make sure that he's got a good position, that when the ball hits, it's going to land right here. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to inspect that. So we talked about blocking balls straight ahead, all right? When we start talking about blocking balls to the side, you know, we want to make sure that we're using the right technique. Now, again, there's a couple schools of thought here. One school of thought is we want to round the ball. We don't teach that here, and this is the reason why. We feel if a ball's outside and we're getting outside, we don't want to block it back towards the plate, because that's where we came from. We want to make sure we're blocking it to where we are right now, and we want to create a flat blocking surface. So what we're telling our guys and what we're teaching is, for balls outside the body, the first thing that's going to move is going to be our offside leg. So if there's a ball out here, he is going to push off this leg and he's going to slide to get outside of it. He's not going to work on rounding the baseball. He's going to slide to get outside of it. Our goal is to block it right in front of us, pick it up, and go from there. So George here is going to demonstrate a couple blocks side to side, and we'll see how he does here. Ready? Go. There you go. Just stay in that position. Go. Good.